Hi, this is Rebecca Jane from Yoga with Rebecca Jane. Welcome to our 5th class session of the flexibility series. This class will be focusing on both dynamic and passive stretches. We'll be doing some standing poses, especially the warriors. And these standing postures are not only a wonderful way to stretch, but they're also another fantastic way of strengthening. So you'd have the combination of the two working together. So when we talk about flexibility, we think of the body being able to touch our toes. We think of being able to do back bends easily. It's more than that. Flexibility is being able to feel strong, but at the same time not in a stiff way or a rigid way. And that physically, that makes sense, but also on a mental and emotional level, spiritual level, being able to be flexible as well. So what we teach on the mat, we teach here to help you when you're off the mat. So that's what yoga is about. So it's not just the physical practice, it's much more. So flexibility in terms of the way you think, the way you view the world, taking a narrow-minded view and expanding it, making it more flexible. So through the practice, I'm going to teach you how to feel your postures, when you're holding a posture, what it feels like to feel feel strong. I use the word strong, strength. But at the same time softening into it. So there's a softening of it, so a very feminine type of feel, but with a very masculine strength. And those two, when they blend together, it's the perfect mixture. And that's what flexibility is. You can't be really strong and be flexible. You can't be wimpy and flimsy and be flexible. You need the two together. So that's what it's all about. So it's really a beautiful class today. So it's a nice way to close this series of classes for flexibility. Okay, we're going to actually come to standing, and I'll give you the mantra in a second as we stand up, beginning in our mountain pose, in our Tadasana. So once you stand, find your feet, your feet, root them down as if you're a tree and there's roots growing out of your feet, and they're growing through the earth and supporting you. But by doing so, you're also feeling you're supported by the earth themselves. Gravity keeps us from floating off the ground, right? Standing up nice and tall, palms facing your thighs. So in this pose, I want you to kind of get a sense of strength and length with softness. And the two will help you to stand more comfortably and more at ease. So closing your eyes for a moment and starting with your feet, work your way all the way up your legs, finding softness in the knees. Tailbone lengthens down. You'll feel the lengthening up through the spine, but then the softening of the shoulders, softening of the face, arms soft. So the two are going hand in hand. Closing the eyes. Just let yourself begin to connect with your Ujjayi breath. Deep breath in and out, creating an ah. An ah sound as you breathe in and out. And think about, so the mantra is I am flexible. Very easy to remember. Flexible not just on a physical level, but flexible in your way of thinking, the way you treat yourself, the way you approach things, people, activities, work. You're going in there very serious and very tense, it's going to be a whole different experience than walking in more relaxed, but also strong and tall and confident. So let's gently open the eyes. Let's inhale the arms up to the sky. Let's start our practice. Inhale up and exhale, float the arms down. Then inhale, reach up to the sky, and exhale, float the arms down. Inhale, float the arms up to the sky, and exhale, float all the way down, forward fold. Staying in your forward fold here, forward bend, this is the same thing, finding the strength, the length with softness. Taking the opposite hand, cradling it with your hands. And I'm losing my voice again. And let yourself hang here for just a moment. Of finding that sense of feeling flexible in the way you're holding your body. Flexible in how you think about what you're doing. So keep breathing in and breathing out. And then take an inhale, release the hands from the elbows. Let's sweep the arms up. Let's lift up nice and tall. Let's let the hands float to your heart, softening the shoulders. Let's inhale, sweep your arms up again. Let's exhale, forward fold. Noticing as you, each time, do you get a little bit closer to the ground? Maybe you're even touching the ground. Taking an inhale halfway, pushing into the shins, lifting up, creating a little bit of rigidity, and then exhale, forward fold. Let's inhale, sweep your arms up. We're going through a flow. Inhale, and then exhale the hands to your heart. Let's inhale, sweep your arms up again. Exhaling, forward fold. This time inhale halfway, and then step your right foot back. Lower your right knee down. Bring your left foot out to the left side, both hands inside your left leg. I'll swing around so you can actually see what I'm doing. So your hands are inside your left leg. Your right hand, spin it around so the fingers point to the right. Take your left hand, place it on your left knee, and press the knee away. Opening up your hip joint, maybe coming onto the outer edge of that left foot, maybe not. Decide, where do you want to go here? With the idea of softness and strength, bringing those two together. Breathing in and out, letting the eyes close if that's available to you. Breathing in and out. So I'm moving a little bit with a sway, but you might decide to hold it still and explore the different tight areas, the tight spots. Take your hands back on the ground. Bring your right hand back and then curl the back toes under. Step back into a downward dog. Once in your downward dog, either stay here or go into a child's pose. Whatever feels good for you. You decide. I'm staying in my downward dog. If you're in your downward dog, explore as you are if you're in your child's. Explore the lengthening of the spine, the taking of the tailbone, and reaching towards the sky in downward dog. Dropping your head, releasing tension from the neck, the shoulders. Firmly pressing into the ground. Take one more deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, let's inhale into your plank. So fine, and your knees can be placed down or keep the knees up. Wrists under shoulders, knees are under hips, and find softness but length and strength in this. Press your heels back. If you're on your knees, your heels won't go very far, but take your tailbone, lengthen it downward, creating length, arms are strength, but softening the shoulders down, softening the face, smile, Make this fun. Lower the knees to the ground, lower down onto your tummies, all the way down. Melting, 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 melting into the mat. And then slide the hands forward, elbows under shoulders. Take a breath in and look back behind you. So look towards your chest. And as you look towards your chest, just lift up, leave the knees on the ground. A little bit of a rounding of the spine, warming up your spine and your tummy. Toning and stretching. And then release down as you inhale. One section of your body at a time and look towards your thumbs. Soften the shoulders down. One more time, exhaling, lifting the pubic bone, the belly. So this is kind of an idea of what toning is, some of the toning things that we'll look at in the next group of classes. Lift up and then exhale, lower down. Whew. Looking towards your thumbs. Coming all the way down, melting back into the mat, softening down. And then taking your hands next to your chest, push into that chest. Let's press into our child's pose. Reaching the arms forward, pressing your heels towards the ground. Breathing in and out. And let's inhale back into your tabletop. Let's exhale, curl the toes under, downward dog. Now from here, step your right foot to the right side of the mat. So we're coming from this angle. Lower your left knee down, hands inside your right leg. Take your right hand, place it inside your right knee, and push it away. Spin those left fingers to the left. That makes it a little bit easier. And then feel, maybe come onto the outer edge of that right foot. Soften the shoulders down, soften the face. Strength and softening at the same time. Flexibility. Breathing in and out. Releasing tension being accumulating in our hips. And then lower the hands to the ground, curl the back toes under, step back, downward dog. Or that child's pose, extended child's pose. And then take a breath in, and as you breathe out, look forward and walk to the front of the mat, coming back into your forward bend. Letting yourself hang here for just a moment. Taking hold of your big toes, just by binding it with your index finger, middle fingers, and thumb. If you cannot get very low, then bend the knees, or just do the best at getting hold of this big toe. And from here, I want you to straighten your arms and lift your heart up as if you're doing that. You are actually creating that shape of the halfway when you come up halfway. Exhaling, bending the elbows out to the sides. Bring your forehead towards your shins. Forward bend. Then inhale, lift up, and your big toe is pushing into the fingers. Exhaling, forward fold. Come all the way down, bring your forehead as close. Your knees can be bent here. Inhale, lift up halfway. One more time, exhale, fold forward. And then release the hands from the big toes. Let's take a breath in, and as you breathe out, reach the arms out to the sides, lift all the way up into your Tadasana. Let the hands float next to your sides. Take a pause here in this Tadasana, mountain pose. Closing the eyes again. And just checking in. A little comparison from how you felt when you first stood here at the front of your mat. Your body it starts to feel taller, more supple. It's like, sometimes it feels like a different body with what you've started with in class. So reach the arms up to the sky. Stretch through those arms. Interlace the hands and spin the palms up. Let's do a little bit of let's lengthen up a little bit more. As you lengthen through those arms, take your shoulders, soften them down. I'll just spin around so you can see. Take your tailbone, lengthen down, knees are soft, face is soft. And all of a sudden this feels different. It's called the effortless effort. You're making an effort, but you're expending less energy and getting more out of the posture. Let the arms float down to your sides. From here, I want you to step your right foot forward, left foot back, and spin around, come into your warrior two. So right foot forward, back foot is in line, the front heel's in line with the middle of that back foot. We're going to go through some standing postures here. You're going to reach your arms out to the sides, like airplane wings. Your right knee is directly over that right ankle or slightly behind. And then from here, take a look towards your right middle finger, or keep your head in line with the center of your chest. And notice, and I want you to reach the arms away as if you're trying to touch each wall next to you, unless you're doing this outside. But just stretching them away, stiffening your arms, making them rigid. Now what I want you to do is find and then let them get really relaxed, like there's nothing to them. And now find the midpoint in between. That's where we want to be. And it feels different. It's less, and you can hold it for longer. And then spin the palms up, which is the whole arm, and reach the arms up to the sky. Straighten your front leg. And from here, I want you to take your left hand behind your left leg, just place it wherever it can go, and then reach that right arm back behind you as if you're trying to grab hold of that something behind you. And soften both knees. Maybe look up to the arm or look down. I'm going to look down today. So take an inhale and exhale. This should feel nice. Stretching and strengthening these legs. And then take your left hand on your left hip and bring your right arm in front of you. Spin the palm down, and then reach over that right leg until you find a spot, the shin or the thigh or a block. It's not about how low you go. The important thing is that your left hip rolls open and that your right rib cage is pointing upwards. If you're collapsed down, excuse me, you're not going to have it's not a triangle. It's something else. Reach the left arm up if that's available to you, and maybe bring it slightly back. Looking down or up. I'm choosing down. Breathing in. Softening the knees, feeling the power of this pose, but at the same time softening the shoulders, the face, the knees. You can go deeper into the pose because of that. Maybe even slide a little further down. And then take an inhale. Use your left arm to lift back up. Rebend your right knee back into your warrior two. Hold the warrior two. And then spin your back foot forward into your lunge. Take your hands on your hips. Just lean back just for a moment. Take an inhale. And then exhale, release the hands to the ground. Frame that right foot and step back, downward dog. From here, you can decide to stay here or in a child's pose, or follow me in vinyasa to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale into cobra or the upward dog. I'm going to do the upward dog, which is where your hands, where your arms are straight. Bring your hands behind your shoulders. Lift back, lift up.
onto the tops of the feet. Make sure your shins are off the ground, knees are off the ground, and your arms can be straight. If you cannot keep your knees and shins off the ground, I would suggest your elbows bend so you don't tweak your back. And then lift back up. And everybody press into the child's pose. Take a pause. One deep breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. Take a breath in and lift back up into a tabletop. Curl the toes under. Exhale, downward dog or extended child's pose. We're going to practice stepping our foot forward, left foot. Bring your left knee, bend it and bring it into the center of your body. Bring your forehead to your knee. Come onto the toes of that right foot. Maybe come onto the fingertips and then step your left foot forward. These are just for those that cannot do that or find it really difficult, don't worry. It's a process. It's going to take time. I'll continuously teach this. Flatten out your back foot and then cartwheel your arms open into warrior two. I'm going to spin around so you can see me. You don't have the back of me. Left knee over your left ankle. Front foot in line with the middle of that back foot and reach the arms. Now stiffen those arms. Make them very rigid. Then make them very soft. And then now find the in-between. You're like, what's the in-between, right? You have to laugh. This is just fun stuff. It's not that serious. And then spin the palms up and then lift your arms up to the sky. And as you do so, straighten your front leg. Take your right hand behind your right thigh and stretch towards that back leg. Softening the knee. Flexibility is when you can laugh and not take things so serious. And then from here, slide your right hand up to your right hip and then fold over, but make sure both knees are soft, especially the front knee. You don't want to lock it. Find the place on your body, your leg, other than your knee, and reach your right arm up. Make sure your right hip is opening and check out where your rib cage is. Is it reaching towards the ceiling or to the sky, wherever you are? And reach, and maybe bring that right arm back. You should feel this stretch, but soften at the same time. Shoulders, face, look down, which will will help you in terms of your neck, because it doesn't have to hold your head up. It's a different type of a more relaxing position for your head, for your neck. And then take an inhale and exhale, lift back up into your warrior two. So you will feel your legs tomorrow and your arms because this is an all body strengthener. And then spin forward and stretcher. Curl your back toes under. Take your hands on your back and just come into a gentle back bend. And then lower your hands to the ground. Step back into your downward dog and lower the knees to the ground. Sit back into a child's pose for a breath. Just taking a pause in between. Inhaling and exhaling. And then walk your hands towards your knees. So a little bit tougher than the yin stretches we did in the class before this. But it's a combination. You're getting a flavor of everything. Extend your legs forward. I'll do it this way so you can see. Just shake out those legs. Get the blood moving. After doing those stagnant pose or stagnant. I suppose it is the same thing, but static postures. Take your right leg, cross it over your left leg. We're going to do a gentle twist
And take your left arm, wrap it around your right leg. If you want to double your leg, you can do that just as long as both sit bones are on the ground. Take your right hand behind your back on your fingertips, and then inhale and exhale, twist. Just a gentle twist. Lower your right shoulder down. Feel the softening and the lengthening at the same time. And then let's just switch. Bring the right leg forward, and then left leg. And then grab hold of, wrap that arm around that left knee, left hand behind the lower back. First, lift up nice and tall, and then exhale, twist. The exhalation is where you soften the shoulder down. You find space to twist a little bit more. And then come back, inhaling and exhaling back to center. Placing your feet at the front of the mat, slide your bottom towards your heels, and let's lower ourselves onto our backs. Let's just open up the arms out to the sides. Open up the feet until they're hip distance, or they're back distance apart, and drop your knees to the right. And just take a stretch here, turn your gaze to the left. Because we've just done a twist, so we won't do the supine or the lying down twist, intense spinal twist. Unless you want to, you're welcome to do so. The ones we did in the previous classes. And then drop the knees to the left. Turn your gaze to the right. Whew. And then hug your knees into your chest. A little bit of a rock and roll on your back. And then extend your left leg to the left corner of the mat, right to the right. Let the feet open up gently, and arms about 6 or 7 inches from your body, palms facing up, chin slightly tucked. Let everything melt into the mat. Chin slightly tucked, as if you have an apple between your chin and your chest. I use that for people because it helps me to remember as well. Well, how much of a distance between chin and chest are you talking about? Or double the chin, that's another one. Oh, let your body go. Soften. No more tension, no more work, just here. Let the breathing return to its natural rhythm. And while you continue in your Shavasana for another at least 2 to 4 minutes, I will come up to seal the practice. As I bring my hands in front of my heart to seal the practice for this session and this sequence of flexibility. Learning about flexibility on a physical level, but ultimately taking that flexibility into the rest of your life. When we're flexible, we're happier, we're less rigid and opinionated. We learn because we want to learn, we're curious. We're more creative. We're more loving and kind. Flexibility is a key. It's key to everything. So have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you soon. Namaste. This is Rebecca Jane from Yoga with Rebecca Jane. And if you want to join my live classes, go to yogawithrebeccajane.com. Please subscribe to these YouTube so you'll get more. I keep making them every day. And give me a thumbs up and comment. Ask me what you want. I would be gladly create it. Have a lovely day, everyone. Namaste.